a friend of mine we weren't really friends. I was friends with her cousin from the projects that I grew up in Connecticut. She has a podcast.
Okay.
And she was talking about women being submissive to their man.
Okay.
And my question to you is, one, do you think you're submissive? And two, what does that mean to be submissive? Before you answer, I would say, I don't even know what that means.
Okay, I can answer that.
Submissive. Okay, go ahead.
Easily.
All right.
So, question one, do I think I'm submissive?
Yes.
In this relationship?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Asian, so I believe like culturally,
yes,
it has something to do with it a little bit.
Okay.
But also just me as a person. And I'm not big on like, the stars and Aquarius is this and this is that.
Right.
But when I read some of the characteristics of cancers, I feel like it's similar. It's very similar to how I am.
Okay.
I am a Cancer.
Okay.
And, we're very loving. We're very nurturing. We're very caring.
Okay.
We get emotional here and there, So all these things are very similar to my personality and who I am. I am a nurturer.
Right.
I don't have any children, but I have a lot of children. Stepkids. I have godchildren. I have my nieces and nephews. I have my dog children. The children that I sponsor from Cambodia.
Right.
So I have all these. I'm a nurturer.
Okay.
By nature's who I am.
Right.
So I want to take care of my husband. I want to cook. I want to clean. I want to keep the house nice because I'm not, a pig. I'm not. Right. So submissive as in, is dinner ready? Sex, this and that. Yeah, like shit. Yeah, but I'm also, I'm okay with that. I know my role as, in this particular relationship.
Right.
But I feel like we're equal. So in a way, I feel submissive, but in a way I don't, if that kind of makes sense, because we're very just eye to eye on so many things. Like there's no you telling me this or doing that. And because you say so, like, it's not really that, but I do have submissive ways. Yes.
I get it.
I do.
And so some people be like, oh, y'all, there's no way that y'all are equal. Like equal. Yes, we are. There's no like power tripping. Like I'm the man. You going to do this. Like I don't move through life like that.
Yeah.
You
No,
know what I mean? That shit is to me, that's corny. Like if there's a man who moves in his relationship that way, I feel like something might be wrong with him. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there's no reason for me to degrade you or make you feel bad or I'm the boss and this, that. Like, it's a weird dynamic to me. And all of those things that you said, you're submissive by doing cooking, sex, whatever, cleaning and all that other stuff. Like, when I tell some dudes that, like, they're like, what?
Like, I want to do these things.
Right.
Like, it's not like, oh my God, we gotta have sex.
Right.
Like it's, I mean, if that's the case, then I don't even know why we're together because sex is such an important part of a relationship. Chemistry, sex, all that. That's healthy.
Right.
These are things that need to happen in a relationship to stay healthy.
Exactly.
But I feel like when a guy wants to be too masculine, there's an issue, an underlying issue that he has within himself that he has to feel. So, I'm man. And I'm going to drag you by the hair and you better get the fuck out of my face. Because as submissive and as easygoing as I am, if you weren't the way that you were, I wouldn't be the way that I am. We feed good energy off of each other. Because if you came at me all crazy or if you just did a whole bunch of stuff that just got on my damn nerves all the time, there would be no submissiveness. There would just be friction and there would be me arguing all the time. So because it's such like an easy ebb and flow in this particular situation, there's no problem. But if you're always like, oh, well, dude, damn, where my dinner at? Because whatever, like, because certain nights I'm tired, certain nights I go to work, I don't have a lot of time, I nap in between because I've only slept 3 hours. So we just have an understanding. Yeah. So
but it started out that way.
Yeah, it started, and then we learned more and more as the time went by, and it just works. But
definitely,
if you came at me crazy, there would be no submissive nothing. There would be it would be a pushback every time.
Yeah, because I talk to some dudes and they're like, "Nah, we my wife don't cook, or we don't have sex, and I'm just like, what? Like it's almost like they speaking like some foreign language to me when I hear that, and I don't understand it, and then they're upset, and I'm like, was it always that way, or how did you set it up? Like, my whole question is, what was the setup? You know what I mean? Like, when y'all representatives got tired of representing, like, what happened at that point? You understand what I'm saying? Because
and the setup, sorry to cut you off, the setup in the beginning is so important because when people try to fix their relationships, it's hard to change things that have been a certain type of way for so long. That is almost, a relationship is almost like, just walk away. Just walk away, because this is how it's been set up in the beginning. And to just all of a sudden wake up one day and say, we're going to change. We're both going to change and we're going to make it work. It's almost like, who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? Because it's been this way for 10 years, 5 years, whatever amount of time. And even if it's only been a year, it's been set up this way. It's just hard to change a relationship because you react a certain way all the time. You set it up to be what it is like throughout the whole relationship, pretty much. So to try to change it, like we're watching this, put a ring on it thing. And or like all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're going to change now because a therapist told us about ourselves. It doesn't really work that way. You don't change overnight. This would have to be constant change of like, oh shit, let me check myself because I'm starting to question her again about all these things. I'm starting to make her uncomfortable again. Like, you literally have to change your thinking and you have to change the way that you move. So if you don't set it up a certain way from the beginning, it's going to be hard to try to fix it later on.
You got to have to want to fix it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. So, I mean, you can change and you can fix things, but you have to want to do it. Like, you can't do it for anybody else but yourself. So with that said, go Birds.